Let's take a look at the static virtual tunnel interface. Static VTI is a logical interface opposed to a physical interface. Let's take a quick comparison and look at how this is going to be different from the static cryptomap. And with a static cryptomap, we actually apply it to the outside physical interface. So essentially a packet would come into the router, we would make a forwarding decision, typically based on the destination IP, choose that outside interface. As the packet leaves the interface, the cryptomap, which references an access control list, will match this traffic flow and apply a transform set to it. Now, that interface is actually being utilized for lots of other functions. So what we can do is come up here and create a virtual interface. This would typically be GRE, but we're going to change the tunnel mode to IPsec, which ultimately is going to have it using ESP to protect our data from one point to the other between the two sites here. Now, the static virtual tunnel interface is going to be a bit easier to configure from what we do with the cryptomap, and it's a bit more capable as well. And that comes down to the fact that this is its own interface. We'll actually see it from the routing table, and we can leverage dynamic routing to steer traffic into the interface, which is fantastic. And then because the interface is not a physical interface, we're not doing traditional IPsec, we're doing a little bit of a play on it, we're actually going to pick up support for multicast here. So this is something that we were missing under the traditional implementation where we used a cryptomap on a static interface. It still works. I see those deployed all over the place, but this is something that's a bit easier to implement, and it's a bit better in terms of performance because we can leverage that dynamic routing in terms of path selection. We can also leverage the routing protocol in terms of scalability. And then additionally, beyond the scalability, this also gives us redundancy. So we can make much smarter decisions, and we can do so in a dynamic manner.